Oh my gosh, guys, this is incredible!
So we are currently on our way up to manufacturing to meet Lee and Stefan. We're getting a block of foam to start working on the land speeder, right?
It's cutting time.
So yeah, the game plan is we've got our Diamondback cover on the back. We're gonna just set the block of foam up there. It makes it real easy to transport around. You got it strapped.
Hey, that looks great, guys.
It's awesome. A lot easier than putting it on my TJ Jeep. Once we get this block down, we're going to take it up to the upper mezzanine of manufacturing. That's where our two Hotwire foam factory cutters are. Then we'll take the profiles that Dave designed and we'll start cutting. So to catch you guys up on what's been going on. So in the past couple of weeks, we've been working on making our very first 2-passenger hovercraft. This all started with a small prototype that we quickly turned into a version of the Star Wars land speeder. After we found our proof of concept in small form worked really well, Dave has now gone to his computer and he's upscaled the drawings to a 1-to-1 full-scale Star Wars 2-seat land speeder. Today we're going to be taking that design, we're going to be breaking it into pieces, we're going to be turning it into code that we can use on our Hotwire cutter machine to cut out the pieces to start this big project. If you guys are new to Flite Test, this is the top mezzanine area of our manufacturing building. All of our planes are built here right in Ohio, made in the USA. But this upper area is real special to us. This is where we have our two Hotwire foam factory machines. This is where we make our tenants and a lot of other crazy designs like the Meglacy and the B-17.
All right, so I just currently got here, down here to manufacturing, and Josh beat me here. He's up there somewhere. Cutting out parts for the land speeder. I'm gonna go up, see what he needs help with, and we're gonna get this done. All right, Josh, so what do we got going on?
All right, so I wanted to get it jumping because it's been a while since I've cut a tapered object here. I didn't want to fail in front of you guys. We got our second front coat in the nacelle. Dave, you did a killer job.
Thank you very much.
So basically, this here is the portion that's going to be on the front of each nacelle, right, Dave?
Yeah, that's the front.
So imagine we'll be sitting right here.
Yeah.
We'll be right there.
Perfect.
So I got two down. We got one more to do. Oh yeah, what is that?
All right, so this is the largest portion of the sides of our land speeder, and it's gonna look awesome. Look at that profile.
Oh my, it looks just like it.
Yeah. Now we had a little mishap up here, nothing we can't take care of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we're good here. We just need to get some more blocks cut out, and start cutting out the front curved part and the rest of the nacelles, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So we got a couple extra minutes here, and while the guys are working on their projects, the snow is finally falling in Ohio, and this is actually like January, so this is pretty rare to have snow this late. A lot of you guys may think that during the winter flying season is over, but if you have a plane that flies off of water, like a flying haul plane like the Sea Duck, the Widgeon here, the Stomper Stick, the Ski Scout, all those different planes, they perform awesome in the winter. And the reason is because the pontoons actually let it float over the snow, and it's even actually, in my opinion, better than skis, because oftentimes if you have really powdery snow, the skis will sink down in and you'll flip over every time. One downside, even if you have a plane that can fly in the snow, is oftentimes you go out there, you're freezing cold, and you're totally wet. And the first part I get wet in is my shoes. Now, we've been trying out a new shoe made by Vessi here for the past month, and we absolutely love them. Vessi shoes are 100% waterproof, not water resistant. And they're also made of a very unique material called Dymatex. And with their inner lining, your feet are not only going to stay dry, but they're also going to stay incredibly warm. You're going to see one of us or all of us at different times wearing our Vessi shoes. We've been trying these out and we absolutely love them. They form to your feet, and my favorite part is they slip on and off really quickly. Now you guys may be aware that my son and I and Michael like to fly paramotors. Now the only time to really fly paramotors are early in the morning or late in the evening. The best weather you're going to ever get is early in the morning. Now during those early mornings here when we're flying our paramotors, we do not want to lose traction, we do not want to slip. Also, I don't want wet feet. The neat thing about these shoes is they have a rugged rubber outsole, which gives me plenty of grip, but my feet still stay dry. And if you guys don't like bulky boots during the winter, Vessi has come out with a new shoe called the Stormburst. The Stormburst is really cool because it's the fit and feel of a sneaker, with all the needed features that you'd see in a rubber winter boot. So we have a nice heavy blanket of snow. I'm going to be getting my widget taken together. We're going to go out to fly a little bit. If you guys want to get your own pair of Vessi shoes, you guys can go to vessi.com/flight-test and use the promo code FLIGHT-TEST for 15% off. And if you guys want to see how great a water plane performs in the snow, check this out. All right, so everything's all bound up here. This is our beater widget. If you guys don't know what the widget is, it's phenomenal. It is so much fun to fly, but also has something called differential thrust, which means going around through the snow is no problem at all. All right, let's take this up and have some fun with it. So if you guys are new to flight test, you don't know what this is our widget. It's one of our few P&P airplanes. And although it's a twin engine seaplane, it is incredibly maneuverable. It's great for FPV. And one of my favorite things, especially with the differential thrust, is the way it flaps. Check this out, straight up pinwheel. So winter flying can be some of the most fun as long as, you know, when it comes time to land, you're not flipping over and you're walking out or breaking your landing gear off. If you guys have a plane with pontoons and you think it's only for the summer, try it in the winter, you'll love it. I prefer them over skis any day. There's a inverted flat spin. I love this plane. So when these are gone, they're pretty much gone. We basically have about 10 of these left. And I wanted to get out and have a little bit of fun. Ooh, we got some wind here. Let's get it right down here. There it is. All right, that was a fun flying fix. Let's get back to work.
I see those in the cells and they look way bigger than I was anticipating.
It's the whole thing's pretty humbling. And you gotta imagine, Noah, this is exactly how they did it in Star Wars. When Luke wanted to have his little snow speeder, he just went to the Hotwire foam factory foam cutter and started going at it.
You know, the funny thing is, I think this is going to have a bigger presence than the V17, and it's actually less foam. So we got to kind of do a crude assembly of this thing. All right, this is really putting this thing into perspective. This is huge.
That's way bigger than I had anticipated. Everything from top to bottom, right? I just, for some reason,
okay, so it is a little off scale height-wise, and we did that so we could fit in it better.
Yeah,
because the real one is like that tall.
Right, exactly.
I don't know how they did it.
Well, if you look at some of the angles, it's almost like they come out from their belly button up and like exposed. And
So,
we're not that small.
We did cheat a little bit as far as scale went.
Yeah, I think it looks better with the scale. Because also, if we went with the scale thinness, then these nacelles would have had to been about, what, 15% smaller?
Yes, which means it would have been completely worthless as actually making them useful.
Useful, yeah.
Working. Right.
So now we have the volume, we have the power.
That's a beauty.
Where do we sit in comparison?
Okay, so it would be, I'm thinking like right in here would be our backs.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems right. Like right in here would be our backs.
Because the other nacelle comes up slightly thin, right?
Yeah, it kind of, it would sit like right about here.
About
yeah.
here. So at the front.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Superb.
Yeah, we don't want to put our head in front of that.
Well, more than likely, because, you know, I don't want to go too big on the nacelles, that one is actually going to have a giant prop in the back behind it. So it'll have a giant prop there, pretty big prop here, pretty big prop
Where
there.
is the prop? There's the Zor props, right?
Yes,
Can
Zor
you
props.
grab it? I just want to kind of picture where we're going to be sitting and where our feet are and where the blades are going to be.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the prop. I wish you guys could just touch this. This is going to be the prop for inflating the bag and giving us the thrust. And the new thing is,
Look at that.
right about there.
And actually, I'm thinking it's going to have two of them, one on top, one on bottom,
Okay.
with two motors
Okay.
Here, I'll hold it.
doing
Like this.
counter rotation kind of thing.
Zor props for the win.
And then you and I are going to be. That's all going to actually be below our feet.
Yeah, that's
That's good because I just picture hitting something, our feet going through the firewall.
yeah.
I don't think we'd get past the
Don't
safety
want
check.
that.
Yeah.
Now, are these the same size props you're putting on the back of that nacelle?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
So you can have this guy back here on this guy like such. Is that right? Ish? That's
That's
awesome.
not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
What were you thinking?
For some reason, I just thought it was going to stick out a lot farther and be bigger.
I think that'd be good. Typically, a hovercraft will have basically a rudder on it, and then thrust going over it, and then it steers you, much like an airboat, but with a bag underneath it. Problem is at slow speed and stuff, you're blasting the throttle with differential thrust. What we found out with the small version, we had tremendous control. It looked to really scale, and also all the props were covered. The only prop in this case that's going to be exposed is going to be the one in the back, and that's far safer because it's going to be farther away from our heads. And I think it's going to be perfect.
All right, so we are currently trying a different approach than what we've done on any of our other styrofoam stuff. And one of the main things behind it is liquid nail is really cheap to buy in comparison to the amount of glue we would need if we actually bought the foam glue for this. And it kind of has a property where when you stick it together, it helps hold it until it dries. So we're gonna try this and hopefully it works out okay and we don't come to regret it later. But I'm doing this and I'm also putting a couple dabs of hot glue just to help hold it in place while this dries. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do the engine nacelle here, or the engine nacelle mount, I should say. And yeah, we're gonna see how it goes.
All right, so as we talked about in a couple different videos here, both Lee and Mike are working on different aspects of their journey in flight. Mike is working on his 107, while Lee, he's going to become a private pilot. What are you up to?
Well, it's kind of funny. I'm a little bit behind where I want to be with everything going on, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's all right. That's one of the cool things about this whole Pilot Institute. It's so flexible,
Yeah.
and you can go at your own pace. So it's not how far I am into it. It's what is my projected end time. I want to before spring have my written done and everything. So it's going along pretty good. It's good. It's easy to follow along. Greg's a great teacher, so
Yeah.
yep.
Nice thing about doing what Lee's doing during the winter is because you can get that out of the way. So when the springtime comes, Lee's going to be in the Ronca 7AC. I'm going to be in the Ronca 7AC. We're going to be having some fun. We'll be able to put all of our concentration on flying, and also, as we learn, the things that Greg is teaching us will be able to be applied.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to be fun.
Whether you guys are looking to get your 107 or pursue your PPL, this is the time of the year to definitely do it. Feel free to follow along with both Lee and Mike, depending on where your passions go. Let's do this together.
Hey, Josh. All right, so this is one of the pieces that we're actually really proud of. It just has a lot of geometry and stuff. It looks really cool. And you drew this up, and I cut it out today and glued it all together. It's our I-beam to support the center nacelle. Let's see how it fits. That is perfect.
That's satisfying.
And then it's actually sticking out on both sides, so that way it'll actually mount into the fuselage. I keep wanting to call it, I guess it's a body.
Yeah.
And then the nacelle up here, or vice versa.
Wow.
Yeah, that fits perfect.
I love it. Yeah, that's pretty important. Why don't you tell them why that's important?
Yeah. Well, basically, we're going to have a 36-inch prop spinning around right behind us. And if this isn't secure, that prop is going to want to push forward. Yeah.
Yeah, basically that motor in the back there, if you think about all the torque it's going to be given, the fact that it's pushing the whole entire body forward, it's going to be under tremendous load and stress, and it's sitting up on top of this pedestal. That thing has to be strong, and it has to definitely not wiggle or break free, or else bad things happen to both the hovercraft and us.
All right, so on this episode, we got everything cut out and we got the rough assembly done of it.
Yeah, make sure you mash down the subscribe bell because we obviously are far from done. We got a lot more to build. We have 2 big motors to mount in this. We have a lot of hot wire cutting to do, a lot of shaping. We're missing an engine, and this thing is gonna take form quickly. And at the end of the day, this is gonna be a 2-passenger land speeder hovercraft.
All right, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.